All right, we're live here. Let me see. Somebody, mic check. Somebody in the comments. Can you, any viewer? Oh, there's no viewers right now. Waiting, popping up some viewers, guys. You guys that are starting to log on, can you please let me know if you guys can hear everything? Does everything sound good? In the comments, please let me know. Everything sound good, guys? Y'all can hear me? How about some thumbs up in the comments or drop something in the comments just to make sure that you guys are able to hear and listen to what I'm saying. Make sure my setup is correctly set up. We've been struggling for a while here trying to learn the new stuff we got. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Sarai, Fortis, and Roger, appreciate you guys letting us know everything is good. So we'll go ahead and get started, guys. I want to apologize first of all for not being around lately. I guess some people have said that I've been quiet and kind of withdrawn lately. We did have an issue, and health issue within my family, so that's taken care of right now. It's being taken care of, which caused me to, kind of, I've been busy because of it. So I know right now there's a lot of stuff going on with the COVID sickness, people just getting sick because it's cold, everything like that. So take care of your loved ones. Take care of your loved ones. But of course, we're back here and we're trying to spread our message. And I just wanted to go ahead and say that on the top of the show. I'm not. I haven't disappeared. I haven't fallen off the earth. They haven't shot me yet or anything like that, right? But I'm still around. Just had a little bit of a health scare, so we had to take care of that. Again, guys, this episode of the Rising Texan podcast, in the thick of the politica going on in Maverick County, is brought to you by the re-elect Roberto Ruiz for Commissioner Precinct 4 campaign. Vote for a county commissioner, a veteran, a career educator, and a person that is for the people, most important, an independent voice. He always tries to question and ask anybody, ask questions so the public understands what exactly is going on. What is this item on this commissioner's court? What are we voting for? And by being transparent like that, that's the very best thing of government. That's the way government was designed to be, not this smoke and mirrors show that we have going on currently in Maverick County. But again, this episode podcast is brought to you by Roberto Ruiz, re-elect Roberto Ruiz for Maverick County Commissioner, Precinct 4. Guys, we'll go ahead and jump right in. We've got a decent viewing going on, and we appreciate you guys tuning in tonight for the Rising Texan podcast. And we want to ask if you can please share this video, share this live, share it wherever you can, on your page, on your friend's page, on Compre y Vendo pages. Guys, that really helps me a lot more than anything, is to spread the word, and that way we could get more followers and spread the word even more with more followers. But it really helps me out with sponsorships and things like that. So I really appreciate it if you take a little pause right now and go ahead and click the share button. Even if it's in your own page, I appreciate it. Fortis, thank you. Tag somebody. Anybody that you know likes to hear about the politica, hear about what's going on, the truth about what's going on. One thing I will say as a disclaimer, anything said on this show is an expressed opinion, unless otherwise, I give you guys documents and such, so you guys can see facts when facts are appropriate and when an opinion is appropriate. So I just want to go ahead and say that. As you know, we've gotten into a little bit of trouble for misspeaking. So we'll go ahead and jump right into the thick of things, guys. I know you guys. Of course, you have a Facebook. If you're watching from Facebook, some of you do watch from YouTube. and we appreciate that. We just want you guys to watch, our broadcast, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere else we're at, right? But there has been a petition going on, an online Facebook petition, or it's actually online, right? But shared. It's been making its rounds through Facebook, and the topic of this petition that caught our eye actually earlier today was EPISD remote learning or new superintendent. Now that's the title of this petition. So currently, as of the last time I checked on it, which was I would say probably an hour ago or so, there has been 200 signatures on this petition. And again, there's two parts to this petition. It's EPISD going remote learning or a new superintendent. Apparently that it's not going to go remote learning. At least it doesn't, have any plans in the near future to go remote learning. And I have mixed feelings myself on that. Right now, we're just trying to let you guys know what's happening in social media, in the news, in your community. And there's actually this petition on change.org, if I'm not mistaken. And anybody can vote. I believe it was a parent that started this. And they are petitioning, I guess, for EPISD to move to remote learning, or get a new superintendent. And that's a little funny. We will talk about that as well, about the school district. We'll bring them in later on in the show, so you guys know what's going on with them. It should be interesting, right? But that's the first thing that caught my eye. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about it. Do you guys think that students should go back to remote learning or stay in school? Or how about a new superintendent altogether? As this petition is calling for a whole new superintendent altogether. And I'm not going to say the parents started this doesn't have a reason. I'm sure they have a reason, and we respect the reason that they started this petition. And I think that kind of grassroots effort is impressive. But it's gaining traction, guys. It has 200 signatures currently. I don't know how fast they've been coming in, but it does have 200 signatures. So that's going to be something you might want to monitor as we go along. On Facebook, find it yourself. If you want to sign for the petition, go ahead. If you don't, I mean, it says either or. I haven't signed it myself, so I don't know if you can vote for the EPISD remote learning or just vote we want a new superintendent. So those were the two options, at least by the title of it. And then it lets you see that there's actually 200 petitioners already at this current date. So one of the things that I wanted to get back to, we did ask for legal services, the cost of legal services that Maverick County is currently spending. Now, the reason that came about is that we are currently, anytime that we submit a request for information, we do have, we get a response letter. We get a response letter, and this is just an example, guys. Sorry, I didn't want to scan it. The scanner wasn't scanning it right. So, but this is the response letters that we get, and this is from the attorneys that represent Maverick County Commissioners Court, right? So we get these letters from them. Not the responses to our public information does not come directly from the county, which we were always typically accustomed to, right? When we ask from them, it's their people get it and or are able to gather that information for us. And apparently, for some reason, we started getting them directly from the attorney. Now, what we just recently asked was that we wanted the cost of the legal services, because it was brought to my attention through these letters. And anytime you speak with attorneys, I mean, they charge you for everything they do. It's not kind of like, hey, we're going to charge you this much and we'll do everything that needs to be done. No, there's either they charge hourly or every 30 minutes, every 15 minutes. They charge for each thing they do. That's just normal practice. I'm not trying to put down any attorneys or anything. It's just that's how normally things are billed with professional services, which includes attorneys. So that is the reason why we came out with this request. And The request we had was for legal services, all legal services. And what we meant was, these attorneys that send us the letters, there's other attorneys that are being used within the county that we just don't, we see an excess. We see an excess of attorneys that are being used. And we're not sure if, that's costing the taxpayers a hefty amount of tax dollars. So that's why we ask. Now, we have gotten a response from them. The response is asking for clarification. Now, this is a theme that is going on now that we've been asking for so many public service announcements. Everything either goes to the AG for a request, asking them that they don't want to disclose, and they're asking permission from the AG not to disclose certain information, or we've been getting back clarification letters. Oh, well, can you clarify? Can you specify? Can you tell us exactly how much? Can you tell us exactly who? So it's a tactic, and it's a tactic that we have seen before. It allows them to kind of beat around the bush. And if I don't respond within a certain amount of time, they can just forget about it and drop it, and they won't be liable as far as to not give us that information as they're required to. Now, they're required to give us this information, plus if they don't, they can receive some certain type of a reprimand from the state, which is the Texas Secretary's Office, which we have reported to them, reported Maverick County before for due to lack of responding to some of these requests that we have asked. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. We will be responding to them. What we did get was that they're asking for clarification. So we'll kind of clean it up, I guess, our response, our request. That way we can go ahead and get this information, because I think it's very important to show all and every single cost of what is going out there. And we have a special document out here that we're gonna, the one we were showing you earlier, is actually some costs that we're gonna show you what this service is costing the taxpayers. And that's gonna be a little surprise we're gonna be bringing out in just a moment. Or you know what? We'll just go ahead and bust it out right now, right? What's the holdup? So the response that I was showing you guys earlier today, a little while ago. So we received this response from the attorneys of the Maverick County Commissioner's Court, and it was in response to the expenditures of all media vendors from October 2020 to date. So October 2020 till right now, this is actually dated in December 16th. So you're talking about just a little bit over a year and a couple of months. And these are how much the media has been paid. Guys, it's, I don't know if you guys seen the movie Don't Look Up. Now, I just saw it last night, but I couldn't, it relates with the situation that's going on currently, not just, again, I know I always say this, not just at the local, the state, and at the federal level, but it's happening everywhere, where you have the media, the government, and they're not forthright about information, they're not forthright about their information, and there's always a certain agenda of what or purpose to how they vote and how they do things. And you guys have seen, we've been very vocal as far as certain dealings that the county has done. Maybe slow down a little bit, but we have been trying to bring certain things to the light, certain things that have been done, that are being done, and are currently still, ongoing. Just shady dealings. And one of the things that I gotta stop, because I see our good friend Joey here, and he's popping off, and he says, make sure to tune in to CNN if you want real news. Um, you see, and that's what I'm trying to, I guess, kind of poke on a little bit, guys, is that there is a reason why there is favorable or biased or one-sided news, and you just can't believe everything you hear, or you can't take everything people say at face value, or always wonder what is it they are not saying to the people. I think maybe that's the most appropriate way to put it, is that, yeah, you worry about what is being distributed news wise around our community, but just imagine what isn't being said around our community. And you can see with the politics, I told you guys it was going to be very interesting, and it was going to get interesting fast in this Maverick County political Maverick County 2020 political cycle. And we are seeing a back and forth by one of the main races that are being done. You should be funded instead of the Latino on the gram. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I will say this. I'm going to go ahead and go by and tell you what each of these things is, each of these entities, each of these organizations, news organizations, local, what they're getting paid. Now, one thing I will say in the defense to the gram, they are the longest tenure, I guess, in news here. And from what I can see, that they are the most prominent. They're the big ones out there. Now, by certain news selling and all that stuff, I think that they stick to neutrality. I think they're real neutral. Thank you, Republican nominee for County Commissioner Precinct 2, Jose F. Rodriguez. We lowered a little bit on the echo. Hopefully it sounds better. Excuse me. Does that sound better? And this is the kind of, I'm getting a little caught up by these comments, guys, but these are the kind of things that we are talking about. Is that it's, yeah, the politics are out. Politics are out, absolutely. Excuse me. And this is where news media can get money. I'm not gonna, lie here and say they don't get money. This is where news media can get money. So, get your money. Now, I don't mind, hey, whoever does whatever they do. What matters to me is, there's got to be a certain truth to what is going on. You can't just be doing this and not, go with a certain candidate and absolutely just lie about things or one-sided things. And that's the way the media, including the Rising Texan, is propaganda, because they'll show you one thing, but they won't show you everything else. Now, I don't intentionally do that. There is sometimes where, hey, I'm one person, I don't have a team, I don't have employees, unfortunately, right? But there is several occasions where, sometimes I miss news, sometimes I'm not able to put it on, or for whatever reason. And that's one thing. Now it's another thing to, let's say, ride around with a candidate, have the candidate talk about, look at the trash out here, and it's all dirty. This certain precinct is all dirty, and just straight out lying to the people, or hiding something. That is one of the main reasons that we created what we have created, and it's not as final product whatsoever, guys. I mean, we're still learning. Got into a little trouble. That's the way you learn, right? And that's what we're doing right now, is perfecting what we have learned, getting better as we go along, and we're not going anywhere. I know there was a few people concerned that they had silenced me already, that they shot me already that I was already end up in the Rio Grande or in the Canal somewhere. But no, we're still here. We're still here, and that's one thing that you need to watch out for. I mean, I know they say that they should have funded the Rising Texan. I mean, I wouldn't mind to give out some of these advertisements, but one of the things that where we are not, and I'm proud to say it, because there is other local news media that is a pay for play or a pay for news, pay for not saying anything. And we're going to give you a little bit of insight of how that is dealt, how that is handled. Okay, so we have, going back before we go a little too forward, this is the Maverick County media expenditures. So we got them from fiscal year 2020 to fiscal year 2022. I'm gonna go ahead and go through some of these totals. Let's see, the Eagle Pass Business Journal. The Eagle Pass Business Journal, guys, received during the time that I mentioned $11,050. $11,000, $11,050. That's how much was received by the Eagle Pass Business Journal, and it's real, it's real tough because I'm looking at what fund this the payments came from. All of the payments came from the American Rescue Plan, Coronavirus Fund, Public Assistance Program. So these are funds for the people, and I'm not saying it's being misused, but those funds can be used for something else, especially when you got public assistance programs that are paying for these certain advertisements, the Coronavirus Fund that are paying for these advertisements, and the American Rescue Plan that are also paying for these advertisements. Now, again, Eagle Pass News Leader, 11,050. You think that sounds like a lot? That's nothing. So next up, we got the Eagle Pass News Leader. Now, the Eagle Pass News Leader has gotten paid through general fund. They've gotten paid through the American Rescue Plan funding. They got paid through coronavirus, corona relief funds, and they've gotten paid through public assistance fund. So Eagle Pass News Leader has gotten paid in the time that we told you $18,600. $18,600. Now that's a little bit over a year, guys. $18,600. The next up, South Texas Radio, 640 in the time period we said before. Juan G. Olivares from the Public Assistance Program, 600 in the time frame that was stipulated. Now the Graham has gotten paid through the general fund, through the American Rescue Plan, coronavirus relief, and the public assistance. Now, like I said, this is one of the bigger newspapers in town. 38,478. Now, that's a large number. One thing I will say, the difference between them and maybe somebody else that's listed on here is that they are the most prominent and they are the ones who come out the most. In other words, there's 4 or 5 issues that come out during the week. Everyone else comes out like once a week. So it's more bang for your buck, I guess, what you're saying. But regardless, that is a high amount in media, right? So the next one is the interesting one. El Latino. Who was waiting for that number? Who was waiting for that number? El Latino has gone paid through the General Fund, American Rescue Plan, Coronavirus Relief, Public Assistance Program, and through the General Fund. Okay. Now check out this whopping number for El Latino. $58,230. $58,230. Now that's more than the gram. One of the things that I can try to help and you guys maybe visualizing what 38 compared to 58 in the same amount in the same period. Now the thing with that is that how is that even possible? Can y'all tell me the last time you guys saw Latino? I mean, you go to almost any store here, you see the Gram newspaper. Right? I just went to a gas station earlier to pick up a Coke, and I saw the Gram there, and I picked it up. Right? So that's good and all. I didn't see the Latino. They come out only once a week. I understand that. We've actually starred in their front page a couple of consecutive weeks, but 58,000 in a little bit over a year. What's the circulation? And that's compared to all the newspapers here. So we have the proof, the evidence here given to us by the county that the Latino, for some reason, is the number one go-to of Maverick County. Now, if you pick up a newspaper, the Latino newspaper, any newspaper, one thing you always see, 58 smackaroos in a year and a couple of months. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And like I said, it surprises me more than anything because how long has the Latino been around? It's a Spanish, all Spanish newspaper. I mean, I know we do have Spanish-speaking residents in our community, but other newspapers are bilingual, and I mean, are they on the take too? Now, what I would say is that it's only the front and the back page that are really any local news of the Latino, correct? So you have that. You have them getting paid more than any media source here locally in Maverick County. Why? Why? Now, some of y'all in the comments, I know maybe might wanna Mexican chisme sells en el aguilón. And I mean, you see a lot of these things, guys. You see what's going on. These guys, look, I will never try to hide what is actually going on. That's just not my style. Whether it's somebody good, somebody bad, somebody the ugly, you don't hide. That I can respect. But when you go and you hide news, don't advertise news, don't pick and choose depending on who pays you. That's pay to play. That's pay to play advertisement. You tell me, when was the last time the Latino said anything bad about Maverick County Judge Salcedo? Don't worry, I'll wait. You tell me the last time anything was posted in the Eagle Pass News Leader about David Salcedo. I'll wait. Wouldn't want to hold my breath on that one, huh? Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I'm glad Mary makes a very good comment here. Excuse me, guys. It would have been nice to see some of that money donated to every single classroom to receive an air purifier. And you see, thank you, Mary. I think you picked up on what I was kind of trying to explain with where these funds are coming from. Now, the Latino got paid 58,000, um, mostly through the general fund, from what I can see here. Let me see, because they have quite a few pages, right? So no, well, I mean, the Latino got paid through through the American Action Plan, Rescue Plan, and Coronavirus Relief Fund. You're looking at 5,200, and it's weird because on, let's just say, the American Rescue Plan, there's two line items here, and both are for 2,600. Wow. I mean, I wonder what kind of ad cost 2,600 that came from the American Rescue Plan. Yeah, interesting. And then you have, them getting paid 3,575 from the Corona Relief Virus Fund. And then, like I said, when you add all this together, it equals to $58,230. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would have worked out. I know that there probably could have done some deal where the county helps out the school district, and maybe, what I would like to see is that what was that charge for 2,000? It was a two line items. What was that advertisement for? For 2,000, for two times only? Hmm. Makes you wonder, right? Oh wow! Now we have Joey here claiming that the news leader is a full tabloid, that they make fake profiles and attack Ramsey on both the Latino and the news leader, and that is exactly what we are trying to bring up, guys. We saw recently, I think the name of that picture is like somebody that I don't think exists, and they tried to, attack the political opponent, and that's the smoke and mirrors show, guys. That's the smoke and mirrors show, and that's what exactly I'm trying to explain to you now. That's the way media is. That's the way media. It's not just here locally, but here locally, it they do not have a problem. I'm not talking about news media. I'm talking about what we showed here. Who approves these costs? The budget officer. Maverick County judge is the budget officer. So he approves these costs to each of the newspaper. He signs off on these. I believe he, as a budget officer, he has to sign off on, these costs that don't get any input from the people. Now, why do you think that these people that depend, that get money from Maverick County, of course, they have to defend the throne of business as usual, the status quo, what exists, because they're all interconnected. They're all interconnected. There you go. 58 reasons not to talk bad. And that's the thing, is that um, that's when you reach, and people need to wake up to see the full circle. You may have one part of the circle, but you need to see that full circle where there's elected officials involved. There's members of the community involved. their families of elected officials involved, friends of them involved, and the media is part of that circle that keeps this circle indestructible. And we need to wake up and notice these things. Now, it's not that hard to pick up one of these guys' newspaper, and you can pick up on where their allegiance lies, their loyalty lies. Now, you can look through my news feed, and you can see what we're doing as well. Now, it's not that easy to see. I mean, it's not that hard to identify those certain things. Now, I know a lot of us, the thing is that we're busy. We get caught up in our own personal lives, and we just kind of tend to ignore the news, come back to it, ignore, come back. Something big happens, you start picking up the newspaper again to keep in touch of what's going on. But this is what's happening, and we need to know. We need to understand that this is happening. And it's not only on that scale. Later on, we'll pull up the picture of the tree that they were talking about in the comments, but that is exactly what they're doing. It's in my opinion, is a pay-for-play scheme where the media is not even for our own community. Most of this media is not for the best interest of the community, you guys watching this show, your family, your kids. Some of these guys, they don't care. They don't care. They're on the take, and they'll keep whoever is giving them or allowing them to be a part of that take. They'll keep them in power as long as they can, because they're part of it. Now, that's why we receive, on our behalf, we receive, these struggles that other news media doesn't. No other news media gets sued. No other news media, gets anything, gets threats, gets anything like that. Hell, I've gotten threats from other news media sources, from other journalists. I am blocked in every single news media. Why? I can't even go in and comment on any of these pages because they have me blocked on every single one. Yes, I agree. I agree here. Now, I'm not sure if, yes, we do need nonprofits, but we need good people and honest people running these nonprofits, because nonprofits can be used for, nonprofits can be used the wrong way and not what they're intended for. And people benefit off these nonprofits by collecting, whatever it is their nonprofits do. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade, but a lot of them are honest, and there's a lot of them that just are not. A lot of them are doing things that we, as a conservative community, do not agree with. I'll point out one in particular with the Mission Border Hope that we do have videos up. That their, I guess, warehouse that they had closed down. I haven't seen any activity lately. The one on Del Rio Boulevard, they had opened up a new one. They had, what looked like hundreds of people stacked in that warehouse, and for a couple of days they did not even have running water there. And they had all these people stacked up there, no running water, no security. Now, I don't know if they've been vaccinated. We don't know if these people have been tested. And they're coming by the hundreds, not just in the Mission Border Hope in particular, but We saw earlier today that they captured in the DeReal sector here in Eagle Pass over 400 moving in a group together. Now, guys, are these people being tested? Do they have um, if they're sneaking over here, not doing it the right way, because they do check if they're tested and have their paperwork for being tested or vaccinated, but these people don't do it the right way. They claim asylum or what have you, but we don't know if they've actually been vaccinated. We don't know if they have been tested. Now, why do you think that Maverick County it has a growing rate again of this COVID that they claim is going up, shooting up again? Could it be because people are allowing to come into our community? Could it be that that's the reason why there's the virus is running so rampant is the way they're saying? Exactly. We all have our own opinions. Well said, Joey. Okay, just going through these and I had a little plan written out, but you guys are being vocal out here in the comments, so I'm just going through um, these comments and seeing what's going on. Okay, guys, we got that. We got that out of the way. These newspapers, this local media. I mean, and that's why we attempted to learn, and we're attempting to learn the media, the news, and by far, I mean, I think I have less than a year doing this, but we learn as we go along. All these newspapers did not spring out from one day to the next. The good ones, which is very few here, they took years to get better, right? They took years to perfect to where they're at right now, and we're just barely starting out on that journey. And we want to tell you the truth of what it is. That's what media is here, and that's the reason why we saw an opportunity, and we took that opportunity to try to learn, to try to give actual good information out, not as some put it, propaganda. Because sorting through some of the things, you have to kind of question yourself, like, what is going on? What am I being told? Is this only a one-sided type of story deal? Um, moving on. Guys, we submitted a request. I'm going to go ahead and bring out my second screen so you guys can see the questions that we sent out. Give me a second, guys. Just sorting this out just so y'all can see here. All right, guys. Well, as some of you that follow us, pretty consistently and see some of the information that we submit and everything. Now, we submitted a request for information to the school district because we wanted certain information. And again, we did get a response from them, and we'll share that with you in a little bit. But these are the questions that we wanted answered by the school district. Now, the school district has yet to answer any of our requests. All the requests we have directed to the school district. Excuse me. The school district has requested not to disclose certain information or a opinion of the Attorney General, Texas Attorney General, to see if they have to comply and see the information that they can give, that they don't have to give. What we requested from the school district, excuse me, I had to take a little chug of water. What we requested from the school district, the title or the subject was a request for public information, lists of college exams that were administered, organized, accepted money from students by Luis Fuentes during his time as head counselor. So, good after. This is with the letter, and this is as easy as it can get, guys. You submit to the school district, and you can ask them, whatever public information that is available. So, I encourage any of y'all that want to know information about the school district or want them to respond to you about a question you might have on public information. Please send them out an email, and they will answer back. I mean, I haven't gotten a response other than they're going to request uh, an opinion from the Texas Attorney General, but anybody can do this. This is easy, guys, and I encourage y'all to ask for public records whenever you are curious about something. So we would like to make a public information request for the following. Number one, a listing of any and all college entry exams that involved any administration, organization accepting payments from the students by Luis Fuentes during his time as head counselor. Pretty straight up question. During the tenure of Ignacio Nacho Saucedo as a school board president, was there any complaints from students and or parents about not receiving an exam after a payment was given to the head counselor? Copy of the procedures for handling a situation when parents or students complains about mishandling money that was submitted to school staff. That basically was what we wanted to know from the school district. Again, we received a response earlier this week that they will be requesting not to, or requesting an opinion from the Texas Attorney General. This is the second time we try to inquire about Luis Fuentes. The first one is we try to figure out what was it, why was he demoted back to a teacher, and we got the same letter, the same type of response we got from EPISD through their attorneys that they're submitting for a request for opinion with the Texas Attorney General. So, guys, I just wanted to share this with you. We are still sending out these requests, these things that we're trying to, get information about and everything. And we've been trying to get our word and get information for you guys and everything, the truth, the facts. That's why we go to the source to get the facts, guys. And that's what we're doing our investigative journaling here by asking these questions as we can through a public information request. And that is exactly what I'm sharing with you right now. Again, it's up to the Texas Attorney General to decide whether they want to give us an opinion that, yes, you can release this information, no, you can't release this information. I don't understand if they work for the school district. It's a public employee, I believe. So I don't understand why they wouldn't want to release that information. But that is where we are with that certain case right now. Okay, let's go ahead and hide this screen. Right now, we'll pull this screen back up. One thing I wanted to share with you guys as it pertains to another request that we received. So what I have here, again, I apologize for not scanning this copy for y'all to see, but it's real easy. Y'all can see here. It's a paycheck for $5,000 to Gloria Hernandez. $5,000. It has a date. Okay. So I haven't shared with this for you guys before, and what it says here is a professional services contract. Okay. So we have several copies that were given to us that were requested, and we also got copies of the paychecks that Gloria Hernandez received as a county attorney, right? So, in looking through the paychecks that Gloria Hernandez received when she was a county attorney, currently the county attorney is Jaime A.J. Iracheta. Jaime A.J. Iracheta won decisively in the past county election. He won decisively for the county attorney position, beating Gloria Hernandez. Now, you may remember the big thing that happened. Let me just give you a little bit of history here. The big thing that happened was Gloria Hernandez was running for Maverick County judge. It was between her, Rudy Bowles, and Judge Salcedo. So the way that works in the Democratic primaries is if nobody gets 51% of the votes or over 50% of the votes, there's a runoff. So there was 3, nobody got that decisive 51, so there had to be a runoff, which the person with the least votes drops off. So at that point, after the first voting, there had to be a runoff between current Judge David Salcedo and challenger Rudy Bowles. So coming to that, Gloria Hernandez tried to set up a platform, and you can still go see it right now, guys. It's a Gloria Hernandez for county attorney, I think it's called, or something like that. It's on Facebook. You search this page out, and you can scroll through this page, and you'll see all the attacks that she did prior, before, as she was running as the county judge, to David Salcedo. Nothing said about Rudy Bowles, I don't believe. Then she dips out of the race because she was the last person, the least vote getter, the one who got the least votes for county judge. This is last judge election, county judge election. She creates a platform where she wants to interview each of the candidates, Rudy Bowles and David Salcedo, and she was going to give an endorsement at the end of this. I mean, I don't know who listened to her or why anybody would listen to her, right? But you had Rudy Bowles Rudy Bowles did not accept the interview, all right? Only Judge Salcedo did. They went ahead and they had something outside in front of the courthouse, which I'm not sure they were supposed to have on the courthouse steps. I know Judge David Salcedo could be, in trouble for hanging his banner on county property on the county courthouse, as he did on his announcement. It could be seen as a violation. But moving forward, they do the interview, then Gloria Hernandez happily gives the endorsement to David Salcedo, the judge, right? So not saying that put him on top or anything like that, but he ends up winning. All right? So in the midst of that, he hires, after he got elected, which was, he got hired, Gloria Hernandez, according to this, now the election was, I think, around May. It went in because there was no Republican in November, right? So you see on the 12/17/2018, so December 17th, 2018, Gloria Hernandez begins to receive checks. The checks that we just showed you right now, she began receiving these checks as, I believe, a special projects coordinator, again listed in, yes, professional services contract for special projects manager. $5,000 a month, it says in the contract. So you have these checks that we have and we looked at and everything. You know the funny thing that we saw? The funny thing that we saw in this was that she was getting paid as the county attorney. Now, listen to this, guys. Gloria Hernandez was being paid as the county attorney from April 8th, 2019 to January 11th, 2021. And looking at all these checks, I believe that that time span is accurate because she was the county attorney, as we mentioned. So she was getting paid during that time, all right, as the county attorney. Now, if you look, you're getting one check as the county attorney from the county. And then if you look here, she was also getting paid a separate check for being the special projects manager. And you can see that here, you know, there's a check that she was issued May 9th, 2019. And she started getting and that's when she got a check for the special projects manager while she was the county attorney. And there's several of these checks. While she was the county attorney, she was still receiving a separate $5,000 check as a special projects manager. It's kind of like you're giving, you know, it would be funny like if you're, I don't know, elected the sheriff, but you're still collecting a paycheck for being a deputy. So you're getting paid twice by the county. And you can see here that that is exactly what's happening is that, you know, Gloria Hernandez on May 5th, 2019, she had a county payroll check issued to her. And then the check date, May 9th, 2019, she received $5,000. Excuse me, guys. $5,000 for being the special projects coordinator. Special projects manager, a professional service. Now, this is the lady that went out and endorsed, made a big show, had a interview series, and try to say that she's for the community and everything. And it's just kind of weird that you get paid from the county as an employee, as an elected official, and you also get paid as a contractor, as a special professional services contract. That's truth, facts. This is coming from our requests from information, guys. What is going on when you have a county attorney and you have, or a former county attorney, getting paid a county attorney check as an elected official and turning around and receiving a check for special services, for professional services? $5,000 check. Man, I got into the wrong business, huh? Well, let's see what's next, guys. That was what I had for my, excuse the coughing, guys. Got up. She was appointed the county attorney, Ortiz. She was appointed by Maverick County Commissioner's Court. I got an itch in my throat, guys. Okay, now earlier, guys, what we noticed that David Salcedo had an interview with one of the news medias out there, one of the local news medias. We happened to catch a portion of the interview. I didn't go through all of it, but I did see. So I did hear some of the comments that were made by Judge David Salcedo, and I wanted to speak a little bit about these comments made by him, because they kind of they poked out to me. There was a little sign, or however it is you want to say it, a little red flag that nowadays that's the term being used, right? Red flag. And we saw these red flags, so we wanted to kind of bring them up and see what you guys thought about it. Of course, I'm just setting up this picture, guys, so y'all can see before I go through it with you guys. And I know some of y'all have seen this, some of you probably have not, and that's fine. We'll go through it and show it to you if you haven't seen it. Working for the people. One of the things that Judge David Salcedo always says in any interview, that he is working for you, the community, the public. That is what he said in this particular interview. He said he's working for the people. Which people? Which people is he referring to whenever he says he's working for the people? That's one question I would ask him whenever he says, I'm working for the people. Now, it's unfortunate that I'll jump real quick before I go through this. I'll jump real quick and say that we have asked several times, we have left several messages with Judge David Salcedo, and he says that he does not shy away from interviews, does not shy away from the community, but we have not been able to speak with him. We have attempted to get a hold of him through Facebook Messenger. We want him to have an interview with us, just like his opponent Ramsey English Cantu has promised us to give us a day where we can interview him as well. And it's just going to be the same thing. We don't throw any softball questions in there. We're not other news medias. I'll give you guys that disclaimer right now. We are not other news medias. We are going to ask him, hey, you say you're for the people. This came out in the newspaper. What people are you for? And as far as I can tell, guys, these are facts of people that are working there. Look at those. And Joey always ready to point out the obvious, guys. Always ready to point out the obvious. And Chloe, I mean, it looks a lot like that. That's exactly why I have the question is why, okay, you work for the people. What people? The people out in the colonias that don't have a basic running water? In Precinct 3, we have people's needs that were ignored for years, the years he's been as Maverick County judge. Not only that, he was the commissioner for Precinct 3. Before being county judge, David Salcedo was a commissioner of Precinct 3. Guys, there's still people in Precinct 3 without running water. Is this what we want? Another 4 years of wheeling and dealing. Another 4 years of him helping out the people you see. Because that's what this person that posted this claimed. Look at that. All the relations, everybody connected. I love the way they did their commentary. Now, going along with attorneys that we were going to, make comments on, you have one there. I believe it says that legal advisor has passed away, but he's still getting checks. I can't confirm that, but that's what this article says. So you got him, that legal attorney, paying $98,000. You have another, what says over there, $300,000, the general counsel attorney. I mean, and that's why we asked for attorney fees that are being paid by the county so we can get, a good amount of what is being spent on attorney fees by the county. Now, if you look at this, why would you need two co-directors for road and bridge? I mean, both making very, very hefty salaries, as you guys can see on the tree. Very hefty salaries. Um, let's see. We got a few of the Cantu family on there. I think I was commented that maybe her brother or brother-in-law was also missing. I'm not sure who he is, so I can't really say. And you see, the list goes on, guys. The list goes on. We have several people here that right now we spoke about Gloria Hernandez. They're claiming 60,000. As of this last check that we had, oh, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Sorry for losing the visual. From as per what we have right now, Gloria Hernandez from the special project, it's not actually, well, this was back in March when we pulled this record. It says 60,000 there, but right now from what we have, what we showed you, it says 40,000. I mean, not much of a difference, right? But we have Tony Cifuentes on this tree as well, a parks director. He's famously, known as the brother of. Okay, there you go. You see, this is coming from the comments, guys. That Rosie's Cantu's brother is a sheriff deputy as well. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, look, there you go. There's another one confirming that as well. Now, as you can see, Tony Cifuentes, he was one of the ones that was there. He was hired for parks director in the county when the parks were closed. Guys, the parks were closed. And he's getting a hefty salary, as you can see. That 79,000. I'm pretty sure it includes the fringe and benefits, which is sick days, vacation days, what they pay them for the benefits that they get there at the county. But he was hired when the county was full blown epidemic. Parks were closed. Nobody could go down and sit at a park. Yet they decided, the majority decided that they wanted to have a parks director. And then in the meeting, they did not even mention anything about his name. They didn't mention his name at all. They just kind of, oh yeah, we're gonna hire this park director at this much and blah 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 and this and that. Get through it as quick as you can. Now, this is where we come up in a sponsorship and say, the person that did say something about this at the time, and brought out the name and wondered why, what was going on, was Commissioner Precinct 4 Roberto Ruiz, who's running for re-election. And his opponent, wait a minute, his opponent is a part of this tree as well. Luis, Tony Cifuentes, his brother, is running against Roberto Ruiz for that Precinct 4 position. Now, we did mention that he is a former mayor. He lost to Rolando Salinas in a convincing loss. Now, it kind of seems that he's just jumping at I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, people have told you they did not want you in the city. They did not elect you. There's a reason why they did not elect you. Now he comes over and tries to run again on the, excuse me. Now he's trying to run again as a commissioner. So, I mean, guys, and my thing with this is that we did even post some of the posters, election posters that he's putting out. Guys, he's using the same posters from before, from when he was running for mayor. He's using those exact same posters, fixing them up a little bit. Guys, he's not taking the investment. He's just trying to get by with, oh, let me, I'm going to be in this money tree, in this yum yum tree, and trying to get by with that. Now, one thing I will say, full disclosure is always, Roberto Ruiz, he's my uncle. One hell of a guy. I've known him, obviously all my life. We don't see eye to eye on everything, but one thing that I can tell you, he is a good, honest man. He's a good, honest man. Now, we have, he was never in trouble. He was a lifelong educator, all this stuff. He never got demoted when he was with EPISD. That's one of the things that we need to look at, is that why, and we asked, again, the school district, why did Luis C. Fuentes get demoted? Why was he sent to the CC Win? Why is he a teacher now? We're trying to ask those questions because not only should we know about a person that is running for an elected position, that's a public position that's going to be deciding on funding, public funding, how it gets spent, but we need to know what is going on. Because, I mean, had he not run again for commissioner, I mean, he gets demoted, that doesn't seem like anything. But and also in his case, we would like to know why he's being why he was demoted. I mean, maybe something was done wrong to him, and he was something wasn't done correctly, and we want to find out. So that's why we wanted to ask about Luis C. Fuentes. But like I said, he is going against a very good opponent, and Roberto Ruiz, re-elect Roberto Ruiz for county commissioner precinct 4, and somebody that you can trust to be an independent voice, not to just raise his hand with the majority, not somebody that is going to try to hide stuff from you or not tell you how it is. He's been fighting for transparency for the community. And I see, because I watch all of these meetings, and I see where he's literally there fighting with the county judge, because the county judge gets upset, David Salcedo, whenever he's questioned or whenever anything is brought up. And that is what is wrong with our Maverick County Commissioner's Court right now. Joe Hernandez, it was printed on the back of the gram. I don't know what day it was that it came out. It's been out for a while. We're just kind of reviewing it, going through it. Of course, you have the brother of David Judge Salcedo. Now, let me tell you from my point of view exactly on a story about that one. So this is just a, you see, okay. You have, I worked a short period, about a year, with the Sheriff's Department. I worked with the Sheriff's Department, and I was hired and recruited by the Sheriff's Department to come in as the grant director for the Sheriff's Department. My background is, I have grant writing and grant administration in my background. And so I was hired. I did have a job at the time. I was working with the city of Del Rio as their grant writer. I went ahead and chose to come back and help, my community, my direct community, Maverick County, city of Eagle Pass. I chose to, let me come down, be the grant director, see how I can help out see how I can help out my community. We've had some success when we were with the city, so we wanted to bring up and see what we could do for the county. So fast forward, the reason why I was replacing the grant director, which was Nacho Salcedo because he was having a venture out, a pizza place. Many of you remember on Main Street, there was a pizza place maybe a couple of months for a while. And to my knowledge, Salcedo, Nacho Salcedo, Ignacio Salcedo, was the one who was running it or owned it, or we saw him there whenever we went to go buy a pizza there, right? So at that time, he did not work for the sheriff's department anymore. All right, I was handling the grants there. So I end up having an issue with County Judge David Salcedo because of certain things that I saw in certain departments there, and we had a disagreement. So I ended up resigning from the position because they wanted to use me as in two positions, and I was getting direction from somebody that supposedly didn't work for the county anymore. Anyways, so the pizza thing, for whatever reason, I guess it didn't work out, or I don't know the story about why, if it failed, or if they decided to go another way or anything like that. But from there, for some reason, the pizza didn't exist anymore, the pizzeria downtown, and it moved. And Nacho Salcedo got hired in the Maverick County Sheriff's Department as a jailer. Okay, so he left as the grand director. I substituted. I guess thank God they didn't just get rid of me, right? But they hired him as a jailer. And within, I guess, maybe a couple of months, he sits there now with the sheriff assistant position that is making something very close of a figure as to what sheriff is making, and he's the elected official. That's not a made up story. That is a fact. And it is the brother of David Salcedo. Now, going down this tree here, you see Horta, Don Horta El Latino. Now, you see no other news media source posted on there, and that's fine. I think they may have forgotten some, but 65,000 is what this publication is saying. So they're saying that they're telling you that the news media is on the tape, and it's part of the money tree. Another famous one on here is Obi Salinas, county lobbyist, special services. They just got rehired for their third year, and they're now doing special services for the county. Now, this was a split vote, guys. Split vote in Maverick County Commissioner's Court, where the majority, the typical majority, David Salcedo, Jerry Morales, and Rosy Cantu voted in favor for that contract after concerns were voiced by the other two commissioners, Roberto Ruiz and Olga Ramos. So guys, this is, I don't know who did this. Let's look down here. Maverick County deserves an honest judge. Change is coming. That's a million. 1.7 million are direct wasted salaries for political hires and appointments. That is what this publication or this advertisement is saying. They even give you the website where you can check these salaries of these people. I'm sorry. It says and over 2.3 million in political support to close family and buddies that live off of Maverick County tax dollars. Paid political advertisement by citizens for a transparent Maverick County. Wow. I don't know who put this together, guys, but they went to a lot of trouble to connect these dots, and the dots are connected. 81,000 April Rodriguez. Now, her specifically, guys, this is where my encounter with the judge came into play, is that I was helping out the Maverick County judge because they asked me to help out and be an interim planning director. Well, the one who was the planning director at the time, April Rodriguez, she was not she was not in town and could not fulfill her obligations as the Maverick County planning director. So they had me in communication with her, and I'll tell you straight out. I had to tell her several times is that she's not my boss. She, as far as I knew, she wasn't getting paid, or she wasn't even an employee. But whenever we asked for her paychecks, we saw that she was still getting paid a cell phone stipend. Those months that she was gone, that she was not in Maverick County, she was still receiving a cell phone stipend from Maverick County. I saw this. I saw what was going on. I had a concern about certain. This was one of them because, like I said, I worked in that office and I had concerns. I just didn't want to be involved in anything illegal. So when I brought it up to the county judge, that there was some friction there. There was friction. So I told the judge, you know what? I don't want to be dealing with any of these. It just smelled fishy. I've always been taught if something smells fishy, especially having to deal with the public funds or public, tax dollars, don't do it. Stay away. That's what we're always taught as public officials, public employees. If something doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, stay away from it. And that's exactly what happened. And whenever I questioned or brought it up to Maverick County Judge David Salcedo's attention, I got the typical, what a lot of people get. What you see in county commissioner's court. That's the kind of response I got. And from there, I ended up resigning and trying to start my own businesses. Because if that's the kind of leadership that we have in these Maverick County is one of the place that employs the most people, right? I think the school district is number one, but the county is up there, the city, of course, right? The hospital district. They're the big employers here in town. So if that's going on in that employer, I'd rather just start my own business and not be involved in what could be going on. And I'm not saying anything was going on other than the facts that, she was still getting paid a cell phone stipend. And we shared those checks with you guys on a previous post. And, all of a sudden she's getting paid full amount for, a period of a couple of months, 3, 4, maybe, if I remember correctly. She started getting paid just a cell phone stipend, which would conveniently cover her benefits, keeping tenure, or keeping years of service. So for whatever reason that she wasn't there for that amount of time, like I said, I was asked to fill in that role, help out. I wasn't compensated anything extra for taking on that burden and dealing with an attitude, right? But oh man, that attitude. But we like I said, we ended up deciding. I got with my family. I ended up deciding, you know what, it just doesn't look right, and I don't feel comfortable working in that situation anymore. So I resigned. I mean, we're still young enough to where we can try to open businesses, try to do something different, redirect our path. I feel for a lot of the people that are a little bit older that might not be able to find another opportunity where they're getting paid like they're getting paid with the county. So they just kind of take, whatever is dished out to them. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But guys, look at this tree, guys. The yum yum bubble gum tree, and hats off to whoever oh, we forgot one, guys, right here. Jerry Morales, commissioner, his brother-in-law actually got hired recently, Carlos Bruno, as a tax clerk. So Guys, nepotism is everywhere in Maverick County. Nepotism and family members are everywhere here, and you can see it. One of the things that I have a big deal with is that why they're paying road and bridge co-directors so much money to have two. I mean that's really unprecedented. It's like having two city managers. Why would you need two? Two public work directors, two city engineers. I don't understand why you would need two co-directors for road and bridge and and making the sums of amount that they're making currently. You know, that's a pretty big sum of money. Um, you have Deputy Aron Horta, who is the son of Abdon Horta. He recently received a promotion to be the liaison for all the ranches out here that are getting damages and are getting broken into by people that are crossing illegally into our community from Mexico that are from other countries. So he was assigned that position. I mean, I wonder if there was anybody else that was qualified to be assigned to that position. And this money tree runs deep, guys. I think this is just the actual surface of what is actually going on in the county. This is just the surface. Again, I think they forgot Jerry Morales has a relative also has a relative as a code enforcement officer. I believe his name is Herbie Morales, if I'm not mistaken. So, whoever did this up, I mean, you did one hell of a job. But there is another relative of Jerry Morales there, Herbie Morales, and he's a code enforcement officer, a building inspector, something of the sorts on that. Yeah, guys, I mean, you got the labor. I'm not sure if Chris Lee Delgado's even working with the county anymore, but I mean, it's a big tree, guys. It's a big tree, and it has deeper roots than what we are showing you here. Deeper roots than what is shown on here. But I wanted to bring this up so y'all can check it out and have an idea of what's going on with this county, what's going on with the city, what's happening, because I mean it's real weird. And I applaud, like I said, I applaud the person that went ahead and put something on that, because they were able to show us do extensive, because that was a big task on its own to try and get all that information together. Uh-oh. I think I may have froze. Can y'all hear me out there? Yeah, I did freeze. Hold on, guys. Trying to fix this up for y'all right now. See if that's possible. Because we still have a lot of good info out here. A lot of good info is still out here. Okay, are we still on? It looks like we're still on. See, guys, I'm trying. I apologize. I'm trying to figure out here what's going on, because it looked like it froze on my end, and then it looks like we're still going. It looks like we're still going strong. All right, guys. Let's see here. So one of the things that I would like to also talk about today, before we, something's wrong with the Zoom here. I tell you, I really need to get somebody to help me out with the technology on here, because obviously we have more trouble here, and we don't want to lose viewers because of that. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and keep it going. Keep it going. I appreciate you guys out here. Let me go through the comments before we get on our next show here. I mean, our next topic on here. That's one thing that I wanted to show you guys, is that who is Salcedo always says, who are the people that, thank you, Tia. You have the people here saying that you have David Salcedo saying that, hey, we have we're for the people, we are fighting for the people. And then you see things like that. You see things like that, hey, no reason why our children or our students that are graduating, they're leaving the community. They're leaving the community and they're not coming back because they know there's no way I can get a job there. I'm not, it's all who you know. That's exactly what people think. And whenever you ask anybody that has visited Eagle Pass or has lived here in Eagle Pass, people say it's all who you know. You can only get a job here if you know somebody. And it's disappointing because, to me, I don't think we're getting all the people or everybody that can be qualified and might have a different idea and that could be doing better than what we're getting right now. Guys, another thing I wanted to bring you out, since we got a good crowd. We are at an hour and 30 minutes, but we have a good crowd of over 50, and we've been having a good crowd, so we'll keep on going. We have another bullet point here listed. Guys, we have the Luis C. Fuentes final campaign finance report. And again, this goes to just, make a comment on it real quick, is that we need to know who we vote. The city voted him out. City voters voted him out as their mayor, and decisively. It was decisively. Rolando Salinas is the current mayor right now. But why is Luis Fuentes running again for county commissioner now? Why? I mean, it just doesn't kind of make sense on the surface. So we do have his final campaign records. Luis Fuentes, candidate for mayor. And this was the election that was just in May. No, this is the second report. Okay, so we have two reports on his, and this was just from the election that was just recently this past year in May. And we wanted to share a couple of interesting items on here, guys. First of all, some of the donors on here, Navarez Law Group, 1,000, Navarez Law Group, 1,000. And these are people that contributed. Langley and Banak, 1,500. Several from the Wynn family, 833. Nativar Wound Care out of San Antonio donated 1,500. And Herbert Levine donated 5,000. Okay. See, and those are donors, right? So let's see. Monza Ltd. Francisco Mondragon 1,000. M&M Logistic Group Paco Mondragon 1,000. Jose Aranda Jr. 750. Longoria and Kelly 500. Those are some of the campaign contributions that were given. And the reason why we asked for these guys, we already had his first campaign report, finance report. We wanted to ask for it again because there was the issue that now Mayor Rolando Salinas brought up, and that issue was of not reporting the contribution from the not reporting the work or the publicity that the Latino was giving Luis Cifuentes. And the reason that Luis Cifuentes said was that he hadn't reported it yet. And so that's why we went ahead and pulled out the final report to check on it for you guys, because we need to see if this guy is a trustworthy person. But it does say here a Latino was paid $1,000 for advertisement expense. So he did list that the Latino was paid. And that's fine. I mean, there's several news medias here. Now, one of the things that I'll bring up to you guys, and it just doesn't it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Thank you, Texas Border Living. Appreciate it. One of the things that we have to make sense here, guys, and please comment on the or make a comment if you feel differently or anything like that. Now, the mayor position in City of Eagle Pass does not get paid. Does not get paid. It's not like the mayor and the council is not like the commissioner's court. Commissioner's court, they get a salary. They get paid, certain amount of money for being commissioners. Now, City of Eagle Pass does not pay the councilman, does not pay the mayor. Okay. Now, given that statement, this is a non-paying position, the mayor, right? This is what Luis Cifuentes was running for back in May when you guys voted him out as mayor. Now, he incurred an expense that has not been paid yet, but he incurred an expense. And the reason why I know it hasn't been paid, at least up until May, I'm sorry, at least up until April 1st. I don't want to misquote. Let me see. April 21st, at least up until April 21st, 2021, this wasn't paid. So it is a expenditure that they incurred for legal services, RPSA attorneys at law in San Antonio for $12,669. So like $12,700 was spent by Luis Cifuentes for, if many of y'all remember, he was not allowed to run for mayor because of his time of service. There's an ordinance that you're only supposed to serve a certain amount of time on city council. So Luis Cifuentes went and got an attorney. It says here he incurred the expense of $12,700, rounding up, just so they can get him back into the race, which ultimately they decided to allow him to run. Now, why would anybody now just think about this, whether you're talking as a person, whether you're talking as a business, does it make sense to spend that amount of money? Because it says unpaid. So as of the time of this campaign, which is that ended this report, February 21st, it hadn't been paid. So there was sponsorships probably that I don't know if they got used or not. I haven't totaled everything out. My point here is that why would you pay $12,000 to let you in a mayor race that does not pay anything? What is such the benefit that you're willing to incur that cost to be the mayor? I mean, is there salary that we don't see? Is there money that, it was so lucrative that you're willing to pay $12,000 to get back into an election race? That's one thing that we need to understand, guys, and see the whole picture of everything is that, and I understand that many of us, me like you, I mean, I'm learning all these intricacies as well, but think about it. This guy was willing to incur $12,000 to be able to run again, run, not win, run for the election. $12,000 for a non-pay position. It just does not make sense. In any business, it's kind of like, okay, let's just throw these $12,000 in there, knowing you're not gonna get that money back as that position. Like, okay, let's invest this money in this water bottle. We know $12,000 we're not gonna get back from this water bottle, but we're gonna go ahead and invest it anyways. That's not sound thinking. I mean, it's not sound thinking, obviously, but my thing is that if you wanted it that bad, why do you want it that bad for? Why would you spend or incur that expense to get back into a race where they do not pay you? Or did they pay him? We don't know. I mean, nothing we've come out with, but it raises an eyebrow, to say the very least. It does raise an eyebrow. Now, another thing that I wanted to bring up is that you have, I know y'all have seen the video. I'll share it after, whenever I get off this live. I'll share the video again. There was a video that we have when Luis Fuentes is asking by a known, person that's out there screaming and yelling during election time, holding a sign, asking him, "Dame mi dinero. Dame mi dinero. Give me my money." We asked in an interview, Luis Fuentes, what was this money for? Gas money. He was asking for gas money. That was the response, and we have the interview up on our page. If you want to go ahead and take a look at it, when we finally were able to interview Luis Fuentes, we asked him one of the last questions. This guy, we noticed that we walked in. This guy wanted to leave because supposedly he was being harassed and he was threatened. So he wanted to leave, but he yelled out, "Dame mi dinero." So we asked Luis Fuentes, what is he talking about? Gas money. That was his response. You can go back and check out the interview on our page. But in looking through these expenditures, that gentleman's name's not on here. That gentleman's name is not on here. So how did that gentleman get paid if he's not on these reports? Because any expenditure towards election is supposed to be reported on here. And that is what I am getting to, guys, when I say, is this what we want? Is this what we want to do? I mean, is this how we're going to do things? Is this our best choice? Why would he not list if it was just gas money that he was paying? Now, if he's willing to, what it seems like he's not being truthful, because, like I said, he interviewed with us. He said he was saying, dame mi dinero because of gas money. Now, that's not listed on his campaign report. What kind of integrity does this man have? Is this guy going to be pulling fast ones like that on the community, all the time? Because what we need in Maverick County more than anything is an honest person, someone that wants to do good and that is not out for his own benefit. Now, you can see the pattern of shady stuff here happening. And, am I biased about it? Yes, I am. I'll be the first one to tell you. But I think I have a very good insight, being that I worked with the city for many years, especially some of these years when Luis Fuentes was a councilman. And now on the outside looking in, we're able to, I can't say that I know Luis Fuentes at one bit, but I do know the type of person being breeded here in reference to the political machine. Let's not be bashful. Let's not be, call it what it is. There's a political machine here, and the political machine is humongous. And the political machine thinks that you guys, us, Maverick County constituents, City of Eagle Pass constituents, HD 74 constituents, Congressional 23 district constituents, they think that they're smarter than us. They think that they could do whatever they want. They think that they could lie to us. We are the ones that put them in office, guys. We are the ones who elect these people. And if we keep on electing people that are not doing for us, that is on us as voters. Stop allowing people to take you to go vote and tell you, pass you that yellow slip to tell you, hey, these are the ones I need you to vote for, comadre. These are the ones I need you to vote for, compadre. Because I guarantee you that, these people are not worried. We got Luis Fuentes, since we're talking about him right now, putting up signs that have mayor on them still. Just fixing them real quick. They're trying to pull a fast one on us, guys. They don't want you to remember that Luis Fuentes has his brother as a parks director with the county. That is supervised. His only boss is the county judge, not even commissioner's court, just the county judge. He only reports to the county judge. Who appointed Nacho Saucedo, David Saucedo's brother? Who appointed him to the Eagle Pass Housing Authority Board of Directors? Guess who? Luis Fuentes. As the mayor, appointed Nacho Saucedo, County Judge David Saucedo's brother, to the Eagle Pass Housing Authority Advisory Board or Board of Directors. Not sure what it's called. Why? And that's the things that we need to see, guys. And maybe I need to put up the poster up again, but just that. Who are you here for? Are you here for the people of Maverick County? Or are you here for your people in Maverick County? That's what we're up against this election cycle, guys. That is what we are up against. Now, I may bring you facts. I may bring you, a biased view or this and that because I know who can do a better job. But I'm trying to bring you as much information as possible, and with the truth. And if they have something of truth of their own, then by all means, please share, because that's all we're doing is showing you the proof, showing you what is true from our investigations, from our journalistic investigations, from our FOIA requests that a lot of people ask us to request this information because they want to know what is going on with their county. They want to know what's going on with their city. Now, staying on the same topic we're talking about right now is Luis C. Fuentes as a candidate for Maverick County Precinct 4. Now, here, I have all the expenditures of the current city manager of his credit card. Now, this is all the way from 2019 to 2020, 2019 and 2020. So the majority of that is when Luis C. Fuentes was the mayor. Let's go through some of these expenditures. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to go along and tell y'all while I'm looking at it. That way y'all know. Now, we do have the infamous check to reimburse the city when the city manager purchased tickets for city employees and a city council member. Playoff, Major League Baseball playoff tickets to see the Houston Astros, where he used a city-owned credit card. That's your own taxpayers' earned credit card to buy these tickets and reimburse the city 2 weeks later. Nothing has been done about that, by the way. But as I go through this, what I'm trying to get at when I'm showing you this is all the expenditures former Mayor Luis C. Fuentes was a part of in being the mayor in the city of Eagle Pass. Okay, we also have some here that are from the current mayor, but I wanted to show you the certain things that, one thing, what the city manager, the city of Eagle Pass city manager spends money on. That's one thing, right? And then you also have the meals that are spent. You see, this one says meal for that included the mayor. The meal, the receipt's real vague, but $53, quite a good meal. With $53, I mean, you should be able to eat pretty well, right? There were several here that were kind of curious and were, interesting. Here's one in particular: dinner meeting with council. Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino, $189. $189. Wow. That council, dinner meeting with council, wow. Should be eating good, huh? Must be eating nice. Man. Hmm. I know this doesn't have to do with Luis Fuentes, but I just want to show you how our city manager uses a credit card. Gift for a prospect for golf balls, $5. Are you kidding me? $5 you have to use a city credit card for a gift for a prospect? Guys, it gets worse here with the expenditures of the city manager and then plus what he's getting paid with plus what he's getting paid on his salary. And like I said, one of the things, I mean, I'm not a person to say he doesn't deserve what he's getting paid or anything like that. What I think is that us as taxpayers are being abused when you have a city manager that is using our credit rating, our credit card. As taxpayers here, he does not have that credit card if it's not for you guys. And he went and he used that credit card to go and get playoff tickets and then paid for them. And what was worse is that he says the intention was to always pay it back. Like, oh, I knew I wasn't going to pay it back. I didn't have another credit card. Ask me what happened to the last person that used a credit card from the city. He had to go to jail. Why wasn't the gas fraud? Why weren't they allowed to pay back their charge to stay out of jail? He went to jail. There was a purchasing agent that used the city credit card to gas up his tank. A lot of people don't know about it because he resigned. They gave him the option to resign, which is the famous thing at the city. Guys, when you see the majority of these resignations all of a sudden that you see come out from the city, a lot of these people are told, resign and we won't press charges. That is the famous quote of the city of Eagle Pass. Resign and we won't press charges. Resign and we won't make this public. And that happens. Here's another lunch meeting, mayor and council, city manager, $72. Now, I guess I was a little unprepared and not having this ready for you guys, but I wanted to go to it through in real time. So you guys can, I guess, kind of follow along with me. There's another lunch. Mayor Cifuentes. Now, and the reason why I show you this is to show you, is this what we're going to be seeing? This one doesn't have a receipt, but lunch with the mayor. I'm sorry, can you see that? With the Mexican mayor and guests. What did that cost the taxpayers? Let's see here. $364 at Parrilla San Miguel. Another lunch with the mayor. Wow. Luis Cifuentes was eating good when he was the mayor. Look at that. Is this what your tax dollars are for? Mayor, merchandise. It says Puka EP caps, $20. So if you're the mayor, You can go to the golf shop, and the city of Eagle Pass will pay. Look at that. Mayor merchandise. Man. Meeting with the mayor at Chili's. 2 classic ribeyes. Wow, guys. Now, I remember when I used to go to trainings when I worked at the city of Eagle Pass, I was eating at Whataburger. Whataburger. I was eating at Burger King. I was eating at McDonald's. These guys actually went to Chili's, 2 classic ribeyes. The total on this is close to $50. Again, meeting with the mayor. I wonder if this is why they like Antuna. Antuna spends a crazy amount of money. Another meal with the mayor. Have y'all been counting how many meals is that? Man. Maybe that's why he paid the 12,000 or incurred the cost of 12,000 with the lawyers, because he was going to get it all back in the food. Jesus. We're eating good in the neighborhood. I'll probably just find one more for you guys so y'all can take a look. Look. Dinner with staff and mayor. Now this guy, Antuna, he loses all the receipts. He loses all the receipts. That's why you see this, a lost receipt affidavit. $207. Man. Well, guys, I mean, this is whew. This is actually not the mayor, but I do want y'all to see this. Coffee and snacks on a city credit card. Guys, and it's ridiculous. I mean, whenever I would go out and I would be in trainings and stuff like that, you would, man, you wouldn't waste this kind of money. You go over anything, and oh man, lunch with mayor, Parrillada San Miguel, 145. Lunch with mayor, 145, and it keeps going, man. There's another one for breakfast, Cifuentes. Not very much, but like I said, man, he had breakfasts, he had lunch, dinner, and this is, I mean, this is probably a whole nother, this is probably a whole nother topic and a whole nother podcast on its own, man. This is a gold mine here. This guy likes to spend money. He likes to spend money. There's another meeting with Mayor Cifuentes. Well, it's a lot, guys, to go through, but I mean, this is the stuff that I want to tell you. I mean, this is the stuff that y'all need to know. Look, another Lucy Fuentes, 61. This is what you know, how do we know, you know, Cifuentes isn't gonna run up the lunch bill on the meals with the city? I mean with the county as commissioner of precinct 4. Now, and that's a position that he's gonna get paid, man. Um, It's just not blatantly not caring about what meals can cost. Like I said, one of those meals, the one at the Kikapulaki Casino, they spent 40 something dollars on one meal. I mean, it's just irresponsible on the behalf of the city manager and then former mayor Luis C. Fuentes. Now, guys, that's not something that, or that is something that we should be aware of. Maybe with all that food, maybe that's why those $12,000 that, the cost incurred to stay as mayor or to be able to run as mayor, maybe he weighed the balances like that. But that's what we need to rein down and bring back responsible spending in our community, because it's getting out of control and they're using who? Your tax dollars to get this done. They are using your funding to get this done. Now, the earlier today I was seeing that the city was offering help with mortgages. Now, I haven't seen anything with rentals. Why can't they help out people that rent their homes? Some people that rent lost their homes as well. And this is what I'm saying about the whole slideshow, smoke and mirrors. The government, they do the same thing, guys. They don't want you guys to know this stuff, how much money they spent, how much money the city manager spends. It's a ton of money. And it's like if it's his own personal credit card. There's several uh, Fuddruckers. This is just reading from the top. Fuddruckers, Lubies, Tensai, Mi Tierra, Doubletree, Uber, Doubletree, LinkedIn, Sheridan, Lubies, Parrilla San Miguel, Rio Grande, Rio Steak, Rancho Steak, Rio Grande, Skillets, McDonald's, Starbucks, Rudy's, Tensai, Walmart, Fuddruckers, La Parrilla, Del Deli Coffee, LinkedIn, Parrilla San Miguel, HEB, Rio Grande, Sweet Treats, Parrilla San Miguel. Like, wow. Oh, man. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But I mean, we asked for this information. We're here. We're giving you this information as truth as possible. Again, you need to look out for the media out there that tries to spin, turn around, flip, and make money off of you guys not being well informed. And that's, I think, one of the things that bothers me the most is that um, they're banking with the people that are hurting our community, and they're making money off of it, and they don't mind making more money off of it, keeping you in the dark. That's what is the upsetting thing about this situation, is that they're okay to take the money, but they also leave you out on important information, on digging, investigative journalist type things, where some of this stuff, I mean, wouldn't fly anywhere else. Why is it happening here? Anybody else would have gone fired for using a city credit card. Why isn't it happening here? Everybody can see, like, the ploys that they put. How do you spend from the general fund, taxpayer funding, for a celebration, $150,000 celebration that a small portion of the community went to? Some of these things just don't make sense, guys. And I try to be as straightforward as possible and give you, the side, not to pick your side, but to just let you guys know what no one else is telling you. And that's the thing that makes this podcast different from other news medias, is that we're bringing you something that not everybody's telling you. And yeah, that's a good point. I just saw Paco pop up with a comment. Um, yeah, with a VIP section. How do you have a VIP section in a concert that's free? Guys, there's a lot of stuff out there. I can just continue to try and bring you what is going on in these situations. Try to give you the best information I can. Um, so you guys know, so you guys can make an educated, thoughtful decision on who you're going to vote for, who you're going to support, because this does not just affect us as current voters. This affects our kids. And these people will be there for 4 years. How much more money gets misspent, misused in those 4 years that could be going to your students, your family, your kids that are not, of age to vote right now or pledge their own voice to vote for somebody. So it is very important every election, but none bigger than this, because that big circle that exists, that bubble that exists right now, that yum tree that exists right now, that we as a community need to do something about. And that's all I have for you guys today. We went a little over 2 hours. Great. We had a good turnout. I appreciate you guys, and all that. We need to. Ramsey, right? Well, we are going to hopefully have soon on interviews Ramsey English Cantu. If you want to go ahead and ask him directly about that situation, I'm not aware of that. But I mean, we can ask him what the community wants to ask, and anything. I mean, I'm all up for trying to get transparency, trying to get the real of what's going on in our community. We also got a promise from current commissioner. Thank you, Julie. Current Commissioner Roberto Ruiz, Precinct 4, County Commissioner. He will be on our show. We will be interviewing him, and it's going to be real interesting. Some of the things that we're going to ask him, they're not going to be easy questions either, guys. So be sure to tune in and be looking out for that. We will advertise it in advance. That way you guys can tune in and watch that interview. And hopefully we're going to continue trying to get some more of these people running for office. We're going to try to get them to come in and speak to the people directly and see how good they can handle, the hot seat, so to speak, when we ask them questions that no other media is asking. All right, that's the truth. That's what we do here. And whoever is able to answer the tough questions deserves the position if they're able to convince the people watching, right? That's the way elections, that's the way politics is supposed to work. Doesn't work out that way all the time, but guys, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Again, a word from our sponsors, the re-elect Roberto Ruiz from Maverick County Commissioner Precinct 4. He did sponsor this show again, so we want to thank him. Rodriguez Consulting and Services, 830-971-4068. Viva Canine Dog Training, Grooming, and Boarding Center, 830-513-3523. And of course, Wagon Wheel Smokehouse and Saloon, 830-513-7250. Guys, y'all go check out their new location. They're a little closer to home, right next to close to like 1 or 2 properties away from the ODPJ in the, let me see, in that area where, that's a great idea. Thank you. In that area where the mortuaries are located, on Jerome Boulevard still, just closer and inside the city limits now, where the old Jarras bar used to be. Many of y'all my age remember that was a popular location when it was Jarras, and Wagon Wheel Smokehouse and Saloon, along with El Barbon BBQ and more, are bringing you a new location, a new food truck very soon as well. So you guys keep an eye out for that. And again, if you're in Precinct 4, consider re-electing Roberto Ruiz for Maverick County Commissioner Precinct 4. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you. We had a good audience, and we hope to get more. Again, before you log off, do me a favor, guys. please share this video, share this on the feed, on your feed, share it in Compra y Vendo, share it with your friends, tag a friend, you know, anything you can to help me out at least. Uh, Sharing this video helps me out a ton. You can also donate directly using Cash App, the Rising Texan Media. We really appreciate all your support and assistance during, you know, it gets a little heated in the political, in the election time, right? When an election comes around, we've been seeing the candidates for county judge throw haymakers here and there. So it's going to be real interesting coming soon. We're a month away from the election, from the early voting, about a month away, guys. So get ready. You're going to be seeing a lot of stuff coming out, and we'll be following it. So follow our page if you haven't already. Share, like this post. That way we can get you, continue to get you the best news, the truthful, best investigative work that we can do, and get you information from across our community for our community. Thank you very much, guys. This is the Rising Texan podcast.